Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been provided by these public-spirited organizations, individuals, and associations committed to informing New Jersey citizens about the important issues facing the Garden State. Promotional support provided by NJ.com, keeping communities informed and connected.
This is One-on-One. I'm an equal American just like you are.
The jobs of tomorrow are not the jobs of yesterday.
Look at this. You got this?
Here it is, man. Look at that.
Life without dance is boring.
I don't care how good you are or how good you think you are, there is always something to learn.
Do you enjoy talking politics?
No.
People call me because they feel nobody's paying attention.
Our culture, I don't think, has ever been tested the way it's being tested right now.
Such a good question. High five.
Hi, I'm Steve Adubato. You're about to see a compelling, interesting, provocative, and frankly, really important program. I'm joined by my longtime colleague, Mary Gambit. Mary, let's set this up. This is a half hour people are going to see. By the way, there are 2 half hours on our Stand and Deliver program. That's our leadership and communication program for inner city youth. We have an annual Night of Eloquence, Mary. We did it virtually this year, right?
We sure did. We had to make so many changes and pivot just as the rest of the world had to, but we were so blessed that we were still able to record these students sharing their messages of hope and change for the world. And what everyone's about to see is just a testament to truly how strong and inspirational our young adults can be.
Yeah, Mary's been running that program for 20 years. She doesn't like to admit it, but she's been the leader of that program along with Tony Richardson, our project director. You're going to see these young men and women standing up. They picked the topics. They were coached by our mentors and teachers, but they ultimately got up at the Stand and Deliver Night of Eloquence and delivered this.
Hello, my name is Jocelyn Bowling-Dixon, Director of the Newark Public Library. It is my honor to welcome the Stand and Deliver program in the Newark Public Library for the 21st Annual Night of Eloquence. Our young adults remind us of the power of words to inspire and move people to action. As a former children's librarian and teen librarian, I'm always really excited to have young people in our space. The messages from tonight's student presenters fill our hearts and minds with hope, clarity, and a vision for a brighter tomorrow. Thank you for being here.
Steve Adubato here, but more importantly, welcome to the 21st Annual Stand and Deliver Night of Eloquence Award Ceremony. Hey, here's the thing. We're virtual. I know that. We would love to be together. We usually do this at Nanina's in a park with several hundred people coming together to celebrate the finest, the best, and the brightest, the leaders of tomorrow on our Stand and Deliver Youth Development, Leadership Development, Communication Program. And to help me through this virtual event, got to bring the energy. You got 2 superstars. Listen, you may have seen them on the red carpet at the Oscars, but we have them here tonight. We got Mary Gambit, Director of Development of the Stand and Deliver program, and the Tony Richardson, our project director at Stand and Deliver. Tony, how you doing today?
I'm doing really well. Glad to be here and glad that this is taking place this year.
Mary, we're not letting this pandemic stop us from having this event. By the way, Mary, put in context, what is this event every year and why is it so important, especially for the young men and women, disproportionately from Newark, but not only from Newark?
Correct. Yeah. And welcome, everyone. And thank you so much for joining us this evening. And this is just our 21st. I say just, we have been doing this now for over 2 decades. And we usually are in person at Nanina's in the Park, as Steve had said. And it's just a culmination of our program. We launch our program in January. The participants attend weekly workshops where they learn everything from communication and leadership skills. And then we have an All-Stars event where the students come together, they perform, they give presentations, they read poems, and it's all around the theme, Be the Change. So tonight we have the opportunity to see many of those performances and truly just celebrate those students. And again, even though we would love to be with all of you in person, we are very thrilled to celebrate you here virtually.
You got him. And Tony, before we introduce the first 2 performers, Stand and Deliver performers, I want to put you on the spot. The thing that the greatest satisfaction you have had being a leader in this program for so many years and being an educator, being someone who cares so much about kids, particularly in urban areas, what's the greatest satisfaction for you when you see these young men and women?
Oh, goodness. The greatest satisfaction, I think, is with the students who have basically accepted the challenge and put 1,000% into the presentations that they make at the All-Stars. We don't like to call it competition, but competition, and you do everything that they can to really be here to be with Stand and Deliver every year with the hopes and taking on the challenge of being where some of them are this evening actually performing. But Steve, I think it's really important, especially this year, to just give accolades to the workshop leaders and the site coordinators for Stand and Deliver at all of our sites, in the schools, in the Boys and Girls Clubs and other organizations, because this year was like no other. And somehow, despite all of the challenges, they were able to pull together groups of students who wanted to participate in Stand and Deliver, and they all delivered. Over 25 sites delivered students in workshops every week, and in all of the other things that we asked them to do, scholarship applications and preparing for this. So special accolades to them, especially this year.
And speaking of accolades, I may have founded this program 21 years ago, but if it were not for Tony Richardson and Mary Gamba, there would be no program. They are the heart and soul of the program. And the other piece of this, the thing that you really have tuned in for this terrific 21st Annual Night of Eloquence, Stand and Deliver Night of Eloquence event, are the performers, these students. Trust me, what you're about to see, this is not where they started. They practiced, they struggled, they got feedback, they got coached, they tried again, and here's the final product. Stand and Deliver, our first 2 performers.
Hello everyone, my name is Mercy Wah. I'm a senior at University High School, and today I'll be performing a piece entitled TikTok, written by me and my best friend, Kwanya White. You were just huddled comfortably in a ball for 9 months, but all of a sudden there's a struggle, a pull, a tug, a twist and a turn, and you're finally out. You're handed to this woman who looks so proud. Tick-tock, tick-tock, the time just moves. You soon realize that this woman has become a part of your everyday life, and you practically control her. You cry, she's there. You poop, she's there. You go to sleep, and she's still there. Tick-tock, tick-tock, the time just moves. By now, your limbs are a little longer, and you learn that this strange woman is your mother, only this time you don't control her. She controls you. She wants the remote, it's on you. She wants her house clean, it's on you. And if she wants you to shut up, you best believe it's on you. Tick-tock, tick-tock, the time just moves. By now, you're in school. At school, you've learned, well, that's the thing. What have you learned? Let me see if I can remember. They taught you how to factor out X. These days are SAT prep. Here are your 4 core subjects, and oh yeah, guys, don't forget to stay away from sex. These 4 things are sure to lead you to success, they say. So you listen. For the next 4 years, you slave your way through high school, 4 AP classes, 40 hours spent on extracurricular activities, community service, and you manage to seal in a GPA of a 4.3. What now? Tick-tock, tick-tock, the time just moves. On TikTok, it's midnight. It's almost midnight. You're on your bed filling out college applications for your top schools. Your mind is perplexed by what these Ivies look for in their applicant pools, but out of all, you really hope that Harvard approves. You hope that you don't feel like a fool, that all those hours spent on extracurriculars weren't for show or for some random admissions officer named Sarah. Tick-tock, tick-tock, the time just moves. It's December 17th at 7:22 p.m. Your decision for Harvard, it's in. You open your portal, your body turns cold, your face turns purple, and your hope no longer sparkles. Tears aren't your only company that night. TikTok is. Not time, actually TikTok, the app. The anxiety that once rushed to your ear suddenly comes to a stop when you see a large man on a small screen talking about all this stress we adopt, floating on a planet in this universal backdrop. TikTok, tick-tock, the time just moves. On TikTok, a concept flowering in your mind, these man-made ideas we invent about time. Some are spent glued to an SAT book, crying and crying about how you've been in so much pain, you've been blind to the bigger picture you still have yet to find. TikTok, tick-tock, the time keeps moving. On TikTok, 17, about to venture on a life belonging only to you. College, anxiety, more studying to pour into, when the real question is, why? Where is the meaning in this trapped life you want to pursue? TikTok, tick-tock, the time is still moving. On TikTok, a planet floating in space, daring to be itself. Here I am, not daring to be myself. TikTok, tick-tock, the time will always move. Will you? Thank you.
Hello, my name is Isosa Antawanta. I'm an 8th grader in the Robert Treat Academy Jackie Robinson campus. Today I'll be performing an original piece called Break the Cage. Do you remember how happy and innocent you felt when you were younger? All you can think about was playing or what you were going to eat for lunch and dinner. You felt like you can conquer anything. Your dreams had no limits. You couldn't wait to grow up to do whatever your heart so desired. Well, I don't know how to tell you this in a sweet way, but the world doesn't sugarcoat things, and neither should I. I'm sorry, poor child, but reality just doesn't seem to work that way. I'm sorry, young boys and girls, but the world is different from what you imagined, and I am truly sorry no one told you this when you were younger, but society found a way to stop you from being what you want to be. I would like to introduce you to what they call the cage. The cage is a product designed by society as a reminder of one's limits. Feeling trapped by any chance? Sorry if it's a little tight. Life isn't always pleasant. What are the cage's features? I'm glad you asked. We made the cage feel very comfy, but it's definitely not comfortable. It helps people normalize discrimination and inequality. It helps people forget how amazing they are and what they're truly worth. Another feature is the tight lock we put on all cages. It makes the mind think to give up before trying or settle for things they can overachieve. I know it doesn't sound fair. That's because it isn't. We justify it by saying life isn't always fair, even though it should be. Now that leads to the question, why isn't life always fair? I believe that society would rather belittle its people than do the one thing it's afraid of, change. We stick to this cruel and unjust system and watch our people, our citizens, suffer at the hands of our rash decisions. I'm tired of sitting on the sidelines. We can just speak up for the people who are in deep, deep pain. I will shout for all the African Americans who live in constant fear, not knowing what people may do to them because of their complexion. I will speak up for all the hardworking women who have forgotten their worth and their talents because all those words you strike at them. And I will roar for all the people who get judged for loving, doing, and being what they love. I will yell and howl until people hear me and acknowledge that we are suffocating and hurting. My voice shall become a chorus of all the suffering people as we yell that we are humans too. And maybe then will America hear our voices, shattered and broken, and may take notice of the freedom we have been longing for, that our ancestors have been longing for, that everyone has been longing for. And we will finally break the cage. Thank you.
So there you have it, our first performers of our Stand and Deliver virtual Night of Eloquence. Let me ask you, Mary, the challenges, and I asked Tony as well, the challenges of teaching and coaching public presentation remotely. Not easy.
It is not easy. And just, I am in awe of the students. Tony and I have been stopping in virtually into each and every one of our workshops over the past couple of weeks, and just seeing the level of engagement and the passion and the commitment and just the overall energy that not only our workshop leaders, but also the students are bringing to their individual workshops is truly inspirational.
And Tony, challenging again for our coaches and our teachers, but keeping these young people motivated, not easy either.
It's not easy. So many challenges this year, from internet connectivity to devices to Zoom burnout,
whatever,
Zoom fatigue, all of that, but still, I think that there is also a desire to be involved in extracurricular activities and to learn more and to do things that are creative and exploratory. So even though there were a lot of challenges, Stand and Deliver offers something really different that attracted the young people, no matter what the other circumstances were.
And boy, do they express themselves. And in that spirit, the next group of talented, passionate leaders in the Stand and Deliver program.
Good evening. My name is Jonae Marcelin, a freshman at St. Vincent's Academy. Today, I will be presenting my original piece called A Child's Misery. Do you know how it feels to lose your family in an instant? Oh, you don't? Well, many children were forced to stay distant. Imagine being snatched from your family because they aren't legal enough to live in the home of the brave and the land of the free. But why? Why should a child be punished to a certain degree? Why should they be paying consequences just to pay more expenses? I don't know what's worse. Seeing your parents leave, never knowing if you'll see them again, or living in a world where you're pretty much uncertain. Put in foster care with a whole bunch of people who are so unfamiliar. But chances are, you'll find a new brother or sister who knows what you are going through, but still fears they won't be able to afford a single shoe. We all understand the problem with moving from country to country illegally, but does it have to be their reality? There are children who had no say in their parents' decision. Did it really have to turn into a collision? Question. Are you comfortable with this? Ashamed? Well, you took part in it, so you're kinda to blame. You could have let them go with their parents instead of having them worry about their disappearance. I know it isn't talked too much about anymore, but it isn't something they can just simply ignore. Still seeing the tears fall down their innocent faces. You could have done something. You could have prevented this. Instead, you left a child in misery. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Mitchell Elusanmi. I'm a sophomore at Barringer High School, and I'll be performing Knees on Our Necks by Amaya Burke. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. His knees on his neck. We all watch as his life slips away from him. 8 minutes of horror, another life to mourn. Officers fired. Okay, but that's not enough for us. They're protecting these murderers. We're tired of having the same results. We're tired of having to beg for our lives. I am tired of having to see my brothers and sisters die. They're supposed to protect and serve, but all they do is kill. Well, don't resist. Just stay calm. Just comply. No matter what we do, we're a target. Our skin will still be seen as a threat. Their knees will still be on our necks. My people are tired and numb. Rioting won't help anyway. Looting won't bring him back. They don't understand that our numbness has turned into rage. Our rage keeps us going. Our rage set a city on fire. And together, we'll watch it burn. We'll have our knees on their necks. Like MLK said, riots are the voices of the unheard. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Clarence Villar. I'm a senior at Arts High School, and I will be performing an original poem titled Note to Self. Little girl, why do you cry? Why do you taint yourself with tears in your eyes? Do you know that you will love all that you despise? Do you know that your innocence, along with all your hopes, will come to die? Clipped wings, a broken soul, a desperate mind you come to hold, a precious flower that thirsted too much, regrets on regrets that keep you from rest, a broken heart with torn aspirations, a deep pain beyond your imagination. A bird will fly, but lose sight of its path. A dog will bark, but have no purpose nor task. Insomnia and depression, they soon lie ahead. There will be nights that you wished you were dead. But I don't mean for this to cause you any fear. For these are the warnings I needed to hear. However, don't fret, good days will appear. After destruction, peace will be near. The storm will end and the skies will smile with joy. But you know the saying, when it rains, it pours. Trials of despair. But worry not, little girl, you'll feel the love in the air. You find the beauty in yourself and beauty in others. The world will look so new, filled with so many colors. The sun was asleep for a while, but it's finally awakened. Even till this day, there was more to be taken. One last tip, one last advice before I go, is to love yourself more than anybody else ever could, because that is the best prescription that will most benefit your health. So please, I pray that you read this. Note to self. Thank you.
You know, it's interesting with the Stand and Deliver program. We did start this 21 years ago, and Mary helped me on the facts. By the way, Tony joined us. Tony, do you even remember what year you joined us?
No, it wasn't in the very beginning, but it was
pretty darn close.
It was close
I know
to the beginning.
We were in our old office, Steve, 2 offices ago. So that's how I always gauge time. It's like my office timeline. So I can guarantee that it was probably around 2001 or so, I would say, or 2002 that Tony joined us.
And we started in 1999. We only had 65 participants, right? Mm-hmm. And Mary, put it into context. Put in context where we are now, how many workshops, how many students? Go ahead.
Sure. So we have, as Tony said, we have 25 workshop locations. We've expanded. We are in all of the Newark Public High Schools. We are also in the Boys and Girls Clubs of Union County, and the list goes on. And we have almost 400 students. Every year, we're between 350 and 450 students. So it's just really great to watch the program evolve, watch the students evolve. And it's also been really fun. We've had some of the students come back to either intern or volunteer with the workshop. So it's just been really fun to watch the evolution of the program.
Hey, Tony, we're about to see a retrospective, I don't even want to call it the best of, but there's some pretty powerful performances and presentations. And it's going to bring back a lot of memories for Mary, for Tony, myself, and everyone tied to this great program. Let's take a look back. I'll get it out. I'm talking about communication. I just screwed it up. Let's take a look back at Stand and Deliver.
My name is Steve Adubato, and I'm the proud founder and president of the Stand and Deliver program. It is my honor to be a part of such a special night, such an extraordinary program with 550 of the most talented, committed, overachieving young men and women from urban communities from across this state.
Without Stand and Deliver, I don't think that I would have had the strength and the confidence to deliver such a message to a group of people that I'd never met before.
I am so inspired by the talent that I saw here this evening, the capabilities of the students that were here, and proud.
It's a great night for the young people, and for the young people to be the center of attention and not to be watching a bunch of adults do things. It's special.
If I can tell you one thing about my journey, the idea that I could give of my life, the service to my community, makes me who I am.
What I think is needed right now is a group of young people who are armed with an understanding of the times in which we live, who can be critical of those times, but who can also fashion solutions to the challenging times in which we live.
Now, our group name is Meta. Now, meta in Spanish means go. And it's also the English prefix to the word metamorphosis, meaning change, something we all need to do in order to become the change.
The truth is that we are here for a reason, that no one has hit this planet at this time, at this point in the trajectory of the history of the world by coincidence.
She now tells her story, hoping those who have faced the same and have endured solitude will hear her and finally know that they are not alone, that they will overcome whatever they're facing, and they will be some of the most amazing people in this world.
I mean, just think about it. Those are just a few video clips that put things in perspective. And Tony, let me ask you this. You saw some of the annual awardees for the Dr. Martin Luther King Leadership Award. And we've had so many, Senator Cory Booker, Lieutenant Governor Sheila Oliver, so many folks. What do you think it's like for these younger people, they're not kids, they're younger people, to see these extraordinary leaders who are disproportionately African-American and Latino, who've accomplished great things and are leaders in the spirit of Dr. King? What do you think it means to them?
It means a lot. I mean, there are no real words to talk about what it means for young people to see leaders who not only look like them, but who come from similar backgrounds, who come from the same neighborhoods for the most part. You know, you don't bring in people, you know, you don't fly people in from everywhere to talk to our young people, you know, and Stand and Deliver. You know, we have basically called upon, for the most part, people who have grown up and come from our communities. And I think that means a lot. I look at one of our workshops this year is at Lead Charter School, and that group of young people are a little, some of them are a little older than most of our high school students, but they've come back to school to really and made a conscious decision to improve their lives. And when they see people like that, it is just extremely inspirational to them.
So there you have it, Mary. Extraordinary young men and women being the change, advocating for making a difference in their communities. Listen, bottom line is people often say, we need more leaders. Where are they coming from? I argue they're coming from the next generation, a couple generations down from me at least. Because if we don't help them be the best they can be, we're not doing our job as teachers and mentors and coaches. So that was the first edition, which you just saw, of the Stand and Deliver Night of Eloquence. Check out tomorrow night, part 2, as these young men and women stand and deliver.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation. Funding has been provided by these public-spirited organizations, individuals, and associations committed to informing New Jersey citizens about the important issues facing the Garden State. Promotional support provided by NJ.com, keeping communities informed and connected.
If you need to see a doctor, RWJ Barnabas Health has 2 easy ways to do it from anywhere. You can see an urgent care provider 24/7 on any device with our Telemed app. Or use our website to book a virtual visit with an RWJ Barnabas Health Medical Group provider or specialist, even as a new patient. You've taken every precaution, and so have we. So don't delay your care any longer. RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together.